Hi, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Kevin Porter here. I'm here with Dallas Baldwin. We're fucking finally making it happen, Dallas.
This is a dream come true for me. For once, I get to talk about one of my favorite topics without people saying, "No one gives a shit about your stupid Japanese robots."
We gotta find those people, Dallas. Like, who the fuck's yelling at you over Transformers, dude? I wanna find these people and pay them a visit.
Step outside.
It's like everybody's just like, dude, fuck Transformers. This cartoon habit needs to die today, and then we just transform into like cars and run away, dude. You know, Brandon shows up, he transforms into fucking a gun, and we're just like pop, pop, pop. We miss every single time.
He would turn into a gun, wouldn't he?
Maybe 44 Magnum or whatever it is, right?
The one he shot me with.
Yeah, Dallas knows all too well about Brandon holding a gun, dude. Shout out to roommates, dude. Channel 23 Productions here for the very first episode of the podcast in disguise, dude. So, like, my fandom with like Transformers goes back definitely. Like, I don't necessarily remember watching it as a kid. Like, I was really into like Ninja Turtles and like Ghostbusters, and my mom told me G.I. Joes too, which I remember having like G.I. Joe action figures. But I don't really remember watching the Transformers, dude. It wasn't until I was like well within my 20s when like I would catch like some episodes here and there. But yeah, dude, again, like you said, dream come true, right? Like we get to sit here for fucking 30 minutes and discuss the very first episode of the Transformers cartoon series.
More Than Meets the Eye Part 1. It was I was born in 86, and by that point, ironically enough, I was born the day the Transformers movie came out.
Are you serious?
Yeah, August 8th, 1986. I didn't know that until a few years ago, even. I knew it was 86 sometime, but not the exact date. But that was actually kind of wild when I found that out. I wasn't aware of it until about the 90s. And I had a cousin that had a bunch of them. Mom taped them on VHS and stuff like that. Episodes missing here, but it's not like it's really continual lore. But I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And even though it was, for the most part, over in the States by about 1991, the toys were still readily available just about everywhere. So that was a big part of my childhood growing up.
Well, here we are today, dude, talking, and it's like that's why I was so excited to like do this series with you, is because you have such a wealth of like knowledge when it comes to Transformers, and I feel like I'm the student here. Like I'm here to learn, Dallas. I'm putting my ego aside. Like let's talk Transformers, dude.
By the power of autism.
By the power of autism, I bestow you Transformers, robots in disguise, ladies and gentlemen.
Like I said the other day, I have like an encyclopedic knowledge of useless information.
Works perfect for a podcast.
Yeah, well, but this first episode, when it first ran in the States, it was really only intended to be a pilot to see if the cartoon could even take off.
September 17th, 1984, dude.
Mm-hmm. They had the comics that were out, and the toys had been brought back by Hasbro and released in the States by that point. And they knew they had to have some kind of lore to back it up, and that's initially what the context of the comics was released for. But like the success that they had with the Real American Hero, G.I. Joe, they got the same in-house animation studio basically to do the Transformers cartoon. It was the same design team, same animators, everything, and that's why those two seem so similar. There's even a bit of crossover between the two continuities, which you'll even see later in the Transformers cartoon series. But with this first one coming out, they didn't know what kind of popularity they could gauge off of it. They had some idea, I'm sure, but by the time they'd released that first episode, it was only supposed to run in a 3-part series as a pilot. And the very first episode does a really good job of showing how the Autobots left Cybertron, what was going on, the background, and did a pretty good job introducing those initial characters from the Generation 1 line.
Yeah, dude, and like for support of this podcast, we're enabling the help of tfwiki.net, like in the Transformers Wikipedia page. So like you're talking about establishing the characters on here, dude, and like right off the bat, dude, I'm like, there's so many fucking characters being introduced just within this first episode. I understand that like full attention is being put on them like through the plot and whatnot, but like they're still there, which obviously they're fucking a huge like army of robots and shit. But yeah, I was like right off the bat, dude. There's so much like information coming at you within that fucking episode.
There was a lot of exposition they had to get through. Like I said, at the time they thought they were only doing 3 episodes, but around that point, I don't actually think any other characters who are introduced over the second and third episode of More Than Meets the Eye. Some of them didn't really have direct speaking roles. Reflector only says one thing, but they did try to actually make sure that in that one episode, everyone got a speaking role at some point.
Well, you got to give everybody a little bit, dude. You got to cut them off something, dude. Like, hey, man, you're going to come in for this 3-part episodic fucking cartoon. Hey, man, we got to at least give you one line.
We've only got 90 minutes to do this. We got to get exposition out of the way.
We got to plow through this shit, dude. Well, it's like on a side note, dude, like I just picked up the complete collection of the original Transformers comic series. And so I'm like 3 issues into that, dude. And just like, yeah, again, the same thing's happening. Like, there's so many characters and they all have to say one thing. So you're like, those first like 10 pages, you're like fucking getting hit in the face, dude. So it's like, that's why I said, like, I'm like so interested to start this podcast to be able to talk to you and like learn about the, just get into the nerdism of fucking Transformers.
Well, one thing you can do to always be right is as long as you say that Rumble is blue and Frenzy is red, and I will die on that hill.
So we talked about this during this episode, and I asked you, I was like, well, which came first, Dallas? Was it the cartoon or the action figure?
Well, it was the action figure, and that's the argument that the Rumble is red, Frenzy is blue people make. They're wrong, but that's the argument they make.
It doesn't matter what they say, dude. I mean, it predated it by a whole 12 months.
But by the time the cartoon came out, of course the comics were out, but I was 4 years old. I could barely read by that point. What did they expect me to do? Read that on the packaging? No, Megatron had to say deploy Rumble. And what color was he? He was blue.
I'm not gonna argue with it, dude. I'm gonna have your back on this one, dude. So if anybody in the fucking comments wants to throw down, we're gonna fucking come at you, dude.
AKA if anyone wants to be wrong,
then they're fucking wrong, dude. Yeah, this first episode, dude. It's like I know when we were sitting there and we watched this episode back, like we both like noticed and commented on the artwork that they have in place there, showing like showing Cybertron, right? And like just how beautiful, and like again we were talking about like there was like computer effects back then, but like it was so expensive and whatnot, dude. And just like to me, it's like just so nostalgic to like see that, or like you see like a matte painting in a movie or something like that. Like I don't know, dude. They just don't do it like that anymore. And it's like, don't get me wrong. I mean, like your fucking green screen effects, they're cool. I mean, shit looks cool as fuck today. And you can make it a lot easier and faster. But nonetheless, dude, like that, the time and effort that goes into making a fucking 1980s fucking cartoon for children, like it's fucking amazing, dude.
Modern day stuff with the CGI and everything like that kind of lacks imagination. Floro Derry, one of the primary animators for the cartoon series, it's a name that no one knows, but everybody's seen his work. If you watched any kind of cartoons from the 80s or early 90s, he was involved in it in some way or another, typically. Bob Budiansky, one of the execs, had actually dictated him to do the series for it. You have that, you'd see it especially in other cartoons too, like G.I. Joe, Inspector Gadget.
I get down on Inspector Gadget, dude. I used to watch that all the time, dude.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was another name that was involved. Not the same animation studio, but those artists would float between companies wherever work was needed. And that's where you get a lot of that technical detail background that you see in a lot of sci-fi series. And it was such a popular concept, it was even copied by other artists who'd use it in cartoons. X-Men, the 90s era X-Men and Marvel-related shows. But he did the primary animation and a lot of the concept art, basically taking the toys and translating them into an animation model, as well as drawing the backdrops of what Cybertron looked like. And they said, it had to look like a technological world that robots would live on. But he drew this somewhat hollowed-out, machine-looking planet that had crevices and canyons of skyscraper lights. And I always thought that whole imagery that he used for that was really interesting, and you see it several more times throughout the series. It was always something really, really, really cool to look at.
Yeah, dude. I like to like smoke a lot of weed and then just like watch that shit, dude. Like watching anything from the fucking 80s, dude. It's always it just sends me on a fucking in the Back to the Future, dude. Back to
Oh,
the
yeah.
Past. Back to the Future. I don't know, dude. I'm high as shit as we record this. So it's like, it just trips me out watching it, dude. But when we get into the very first episode here, the More Than Meets the Eye, Part 1. Going through the synopsis on this shit, so it starts off on Cybertron, right? Many million years ago, the Autobots are on the verge of extinction. Eons of war with after eons of war with the fucking Decepticons and shit. They're fucking, these guys are going at each other. Cybertron's in fucking trouble. Let's fucking run it through, dude.
Yeah, they mentioned that many millions of years ago, the war started around the point there was a fallout between the Autobots and the Decepticons that were formed by Megatron. The planet itself is, and it's not very well discussed in the series itself, but longtime fans of the series will know that the planet's actually a representation of their god Primus. It's a robot itself.
Like the fucking Rock Band, dude?
Yeah.
Is that where they got there?
People
Like,
have
dude,
made that joke before,
Yeah.
too, and it's always funny when you find memes of it. But, the all-encompassing Cybertronian god was Primus, and their devil, Satan equivalent was Unicron, who you'll recognize from the movie. So you had yin and yang, evil and good. And the energy crisis led to a complete depletion of Cybertron's energy resources. So the Autobots decided, instead of continuing the war, they would search out greener pastures, a place where they could live in peace without the war. But Megatron caught on to it and decided to chase them off-world himself. And they got in a huge fight, knocked each other's asses out, and ended up smashed into Mount St. Helens.
I think that's so cool how, like, it takes place out in the Pacific Northwest, dude. Like, oh, shit, that's fucking Mount St. Helens, dude. But it's like they say Mount St. Hilary or whatever.
I didn't make that connection as a little kid. It was like, okay, I guess all volcanoes start with Saint. They're all named after Saint something. I don't even know who St. Helens is. I just know the mountain.
That's a good question. I know.
Some Catholic guy.
Yeah, dude. Because we live out in Pacific Northwest out here, dude. So it's like, we hear it from our family members that lived through that fucking experience, and it's just like, dude, it turned fucking night in the middle of the fucking day, dude. Like, you got inside your house.
My dad told me about that too. It just looked like doom coming over the mountain range when that ash cloud moved in. I mean, who knew that the eruption was caused by a bunch of robots crashing into the side of it? And that's why half that mountain's missing.
Oh my god, dude. Are you fucking serious, dude? There was robots in disguise that day, dude.
Yeah, that's what they seem to imply from the cartoon, and at least that's what they were trying to imply. But I don't know how many little kids picked up on that, because I sure did.
I didn't pick up on that shit until like last fucking week, dude. When I was reading the comic book, dude, I was like, oh shit, dude. No, it is fucking Pacific North, because they straight up say like Oregon, and like they say it happened in Oregon, even though that's fucking Mount Hood or whatever. It's not Mount St. Hilary, dude. Like,
I don't think they had a very good geography back in the 80s.
Dude, I don't know. Well, like
Oregon, Idaho,
they're in
Washington, it's all the same place.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like they're probably like writing that shit up in Japan or something. They're like, oh yeah, and I was just like, it's just one big landmass, dude.
Washington State.
Washington State, St. Hilary. No, put it in Oregon.
2 pine trees, forever human.
Right.
And now we're canceled.
It had to happen, dude. It's like, well, shit. Now, because we were joking off Mike about this, about like how long is it going to take us to record and go through the entire complete original series of the Transformers cartoon. And it's going to take a handful of years, but with our dedication, we're going to get through this, dude. We'll be here for you, ladies and gentlemen. 2055, dude. We're calling it, dude. That's when the podcast has to end. You signed your life away, Dallas, when we entered into negotiations onto this project.
Hey, if it's talking about robots, I can deal with that.
Yeah, dude. It's like, if that's my life sentence, that I have to watch the Transformers day in and day out. It's all I have to watch. More than meets. Yeah, you're having a seizure on the ground. You're like,
You've got the cappuccino foam flowing from the face.
More than meets. Yeah. They're like, we tried to do everything for Dallas, but he turned into a robot. We had to send him away.
He didn't even make the cool sound when he crumpled himself up.
It's all like just a straight horror film. You just turn into a robot, you die. You're just like, your body just like dies. You're just like, you're some shitty yellow fucking slug bug, dude. Like,
oh damn! I couldn't even in the fucking Lamborghini.
Damn it. So, yeah, dude. But So yeah, they crash on Earth, and then what's the folklore? They were there for 4 million years or some
Yeah,
shit.
they say it shifts immediately. They land in prehistoric times, and then immediately shifts 4 million years later. An eruption, a mild eruption of Mount St. Hilary shakes the Ark, the craft that they all ended up on, and that shifts a energizing beam onto Megatron, or onto Skywarp, actually. The purple and black jet that looks just like Starscream. But he wakes up, and then it's like, hey, we're forward in time now. It activates a little spy drone that goes out and starts scanning Earth vehicles and translating that over to the robots themselves, giving them their Earth-based alternate modes. Some of the guys turn into F-15s, some of them are Lamborghinis. One of them has 3 bodies and turns into a Polaroid camera.
Yeah, where's the thought process in that, dude?
Japan, man.
Nowadays it'd be like a fucking cell phone or something.
I think they actually, there was a version
He
of...
turns into a cell phone and they all just start looking up porn. What the fuck? Don't start jacking off, Megatron, no.
I don't know if this is a useful way of generating energy, Megatron.
Right.
This seems to be a waste of time.
We're clocking you in, dude. Come on. Just shoots hot oil all over the fucking cell phone. It burns it. Now I'm melting.
It would be Starscream's claim to leadership. He'd finally be able to overthrow Megatron because Megatron would be busy all day.
I found this thing called porn. Oh my
I
god.
have discovered porn.
Now is my time to take over.
That'd be fucking brilliant. the adult spin-off of Transformers that no one ever got.
More than meets the eye, my eye. Oh, it shot my eye. Oh, Starscream comes in, dude. He's like, let me help you, Megatron. Soundwave walks in, he's all fucking blowing Megatron. Now we're canceled.
Now we're canceled. But yeah, Mount St. Hilary, totally not Mount St. Helens, has a mild eruption in the 80s on the nose, and wakes the Decepticons up. They realize, hey, this thing just woke all the Decepticons up, and we helped each other out, and the Autobots are all still here, completely powered down, so we can just take over this planet. So they exit the Ark and realize that they can exploit the entire planet to refuel their energy, head back to Cybertron, and rule it like they always intended. And there's absolutely nothing going on that will stand in their way. Except for Starscream decides that he has to take a little shot to the nuts and kick him in the stomach by firing a few blasts at the Autobots, just to say goodbye, as he says. And ends up not firing a blast that knocks Optimus Prime into the re-energizing beam, to which his first thought and first word in a million years is, thanks.
I know, dude. We were making fun of that, dude. And yeah, like, if they wouldn't have, like, fucked around with that shit and, like, shaking it all up more, dude, like, they would have been good to go. But, of course, the Decepticons always fuck themselves over in the end.
Namely Starscream.
Starscream's a fucking dumb bitch,
I
dude.
mean, in the cartoon, they all had to be incompetent because, the good guy always has to win at the end. But Starscream, he will make decisions throughout this series that you will just shake your head and go, why?
But he's kind of like my favorite. Like, I like Starscream, dude. He's like his voice, like you're telling me it's the same dude that does Cobra Commander from G.I. Joe. So
Chris Latta, he was brilliant. Never really known as a comedian himself. Probably got to some of the mid-range stuff. Some of his stand-up is funny if you look it up on YouTube, though. Especially when he uses that screechy voice to describe his wife.
Dude, that'd be so funny, dude. I gotta check it out, dude. Like, I didn't realize he did stand-up comedy. So I'd be interested to definitely check that out.
That's another thing about Transformers is the voices that appear in there. Casey Kasem, Peter Cullen, Frank Welker. Most people don't realize the same voice of Scooby-Doo is the same voice of Megatron.
Whoa, no shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, I'm smoking you. We're gonna get real high.
Scooby-Doo.
I see you smoking hella weed now. We're gonna no. That's where I lose it. I don't know.
Yeah, that was another thing is most of those voices you recognize from Transformers. If you were a fan of cartoons through the 80s or early 90s, you recognized them through just about everything. I mentioned Inspector Gadget a moment ago. Frank Welker basically used the same synthesized voice for, was it not Doctor Doom?
It's like Dr. Cat or some shit like that.
Yeah,
Dr. Claw or something.
Dr. Claw, the bad guy in
Yeah.
Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
Used the same synthesizer voice that he used when he played Soundwave.
That's so cool, dude. Oh man, I fucking dude. I just like love like old cartoons, dude. There's just like I don't know. There's just something about it that it's not replicated. You can't fucking replicate what they were fucking making back then, dude. And it makes me want to take a fucking time machine, bro. Like I want to go back and live the 80s, dude. It's like part of me does, but then like part of me is like, oh well, I got fucking porn on my cell phone, dude. So it's like, do I really want to go back to the 1980s?
Yeah, you could get porn on your cell phone. Back then, you'd have to like walk into a store with a bunch of creepy dudes.
Yeah, I still do that sometimes, but you know. It's
Sometimes you got to see it's like stepping back in time. It's because these guys have phones too. They could easily get that shit on there, but they have to go to a public place where someone gets to see what kind of weird stuff you want to watch when you get home.
Well, sometimes, dude, it's like you want to share your freak, dude. So you might as well go to a public place and look at porn and sex toys with a bunch of other people. It's like, hey, what's up, Rob? Oh, dude, what? I'm at a porn store? Oh, dude, just walks out all embarrassed. Like, what's up with Rob, bro?
It'd be even worse if someone working the counter recognized you. Hey, Mike.
Hey, yeah, those sex pills up there, are those any good? I heard those are pretty good. Yeah, actually, we got a lot of fucking orders for these things. Go ahead and try it. All right, man, I'll come back and tell you about my boner later.
I'll call you.
Send him a text message. I'm in the hospital. I took too much. I drank on it. Like, I know you're not supposed to drink on these. I drank on it. I'm sorry.
And now they can't close the casket lid.
Big old dick, dude.
You have to cut a hole in the bottom of it just so they can get it closed.
It'd be like a robot dick, dude. You know, that's how you tie that in. More than meets the cock.
They made that joke on an episode of Family Guy.
Did they?
Yeah, instead of the old Apache Chief cartoon.
Okay.
Apache Chief, he ain't Chuck. He goes, Apache penis, he ain't Chuck. And then it plays the Transformers transforming sound.
Fucking, that'd be kind of cool, dude. You get like a robot dick, dude. That's Elon Musk is gonna be coming up with next, dude. Him and fucking Lex Luthor. I mean, fucking, the dude that ran Amazon or whatever, Jeff Bezos.
People will be saying "suck my grok."
I mean,
10 years from now.
Prime, Amazon Prime. Where the fuck did he get Prime from? Optimus Prime. Fucking, he wanted to call it that, dude.
Lex Luthor will end up with robot dick. Yep, he's already got the mech suit.
Elon, I will get you.
You look at him; he's bald. He's got that smirk on his face. You add one white cat, instant Bond villain.
And he married some really ugly fucking looking bitch, dude. You think for as much money as he's got, dude, it's like, that's what you're gonna fucking marry, dude? That's what you're gonna fucking marry? It's like, whatever, bro.
She's a foreign agent.
Yeah, that's his handler, dude. Some ugly bitch.
You'll take over America with 2 days shipping.
What? I thought you guys like getting your stuff really quick and really fast. It's like, we do, but you're fucking crazy, bro.
We're all communists now, but your bread will still get delivered to you within 2 days.
Right. We're a communist country now, guys. We've been taken over. The Decepticons have won. Oh no, dude! I'm gonna be fucking Bumblebee, bro. Let's fucking roll, dude.
Socialist in disguise.
Socialist in disguise. Transformers. Capitalism's gonna die.
Capitalism's gonna die.
Socialists.
Yeah, at least we know that the actual Transformers cartoon wasn't set up that way because that was the Reagan era.
Yeah, dude.
That's why we could get away with things like G.I. Joe, where everyone shoots lasers at each other. A military-themed, not even trying to not be propaganda.
Oh, dude. I like to think when Trump sent in Moderno, dude, it was like fucking Duke and like, Sergeant Slaughter rolling through it, dude. Like,
I haven't thought about that, but I'm going to envision that sometimes.
You should, dude. Fucking Cobra Commander gets away, dude, but like, they catch Moderno, like he's just like working with, Cobra Commander the whole entire time.
As a little kid with no idea of how fiction played into reality, I always just assumed because Sergeant Slaughter was a real guy.
Yeah.
Because I'd obviously seen wrestling and I'd seen him running around. it's like, well, then obviously G.I. Joe's real, because how would they put him in a cartoon if he wasn't a real guy?
Right.
So, you know, he does his wrestling now, but G.I. Joe was a representation of the stuff that he did that led to the greatness that was Sergeant Slaughter.
He just retires. He's like, I'm done with the U.S. government. I'm going to go into professional wrestling now.
I'll still do commercials for him.
Go Joe, dude. That's gonna be our other side podcast, dude. You know, fucking
Oh, I
G.I. Joes, dude.
That
we're just gonna have a whole Hasbro series, dude, going or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, Hasbro, whatever. I don't fucking know, dude.
This is how we don't get copyright strikes.
Smoking way too much weed.
This is
ladies
free
and gentlemen.
advertisement, Hasbro. Remember that.
Just remember that. Send us
When
free
you're hovering over the
Transformers.
copyright strike button, just remember that.
Like, dude, they said it 30 times in one episode, dude.
If you had any idea how much money I've given your company,
Yeah. You owe me, Hasbro. I would need a fucking tax write-off.
I'll
dude.
straight up pull that Costco membership on you.
Yeah, dude. Fucking what's up, dude? Like, I got receipts, bro. He has receipts going back to the 1980s. He's been with us for quite a long time, sir. Megatron's just like, no. So we get back into the episode here. So the fucking they're all back, dude. They're all back to life and shit. And then they end up trying to take out this. What happens, Dallas? Lead me through the rest of the episode.
Well, the Autobots realize that the Decepticons are on the loose, and that our planet has no way of defending against that. So he sends out Cliffjumper and Hound to scout around and do not engage the Decepticons. And meanwhile, the Decepticons are busy building themselves another ship that they can load up with all the energon they purge from this planet. And that's when Cliffjumper and Hound catch up to them. And from there, they decide that, you know, Cliffjumper, being the great listener that he always is, he actually shows himself to be kind of a hothead as the series goes on.
Yeah.
But decides, oh yeah, Prime told us not to shoot at him, so I'm going to pull out my bazooka and I'm totally going to take a pot shot at Megatron. And miss, because plot armor.
No one ever hits each other, dude. They're all such
Absolutely.
bad shots.
We were joking about that watching the episode when the Decepticons are chased off and decide to purge all the energy they can from an oil rig. There's a pair of Transformers that engage in a gunfight with each other, standing about 5 feet apart, and neither can hit the other.
It's fucking more than meets the eye, dude.
The
They're
stuff you don't
shitty
pick up
shots.
on, yeah, they're cool everywhere else, so they got to be bad at something, and apparently gun.
Well, I mean, I know you said that they originally were only doing like a pilot or whatever, and probably, I don't know, did they have the intention thinking that they would be picked up or something? Was it just, it truly was like thought of as just like
I've
a
never
one-off,
seen
or?
it said outright, but I'm always, given the success that
Yeah.
the G.I. Joe cartoon had at that point with their toy line, I think they had a pretty good idea, given what a hit the toy line for the Transformers.
That's why they
already
introduced
was.
like 20 characters in one episode. They're just
I'm
like,
pretty
dude,
sure they
we're
already-
making money, dude.
I'm pretty sure that they had an idea that the series would continue on after that. I wouldn't even be surprised if they said that they already had other episodes in the works, storyboarding and already drawing them out, saying, look, we haven't got the green light yet, but we're going to. It's pretty much a given.
Yeah, dude. It's like, dude, we're going to make so much money off these stupid American kids. All I do is win, win, win.
It's like two toys in one. It turns from one thing to the other. What's
Yeah.
not to love about that? And actually, especially when it comes to people like me, having a few of those on your desk definitely makes the day go by faster.
It's like, oh, look at that, dude. Starscream's staring back at me. Fucking-
Yeah, I've got one with me right now.
yeah, I know. It's like we're an audio only podcast, but yeah, dude, straight up, Dallas brought in some fucking toys, dude, for the fucking desk.
Yeah, Thundercracker. That was actually one of the first Transformers I ever got. I have the original one still. They don't look anything, especially for fans of the toy line will already know this. But as the years went on and progressed, you had the original metal and die-cast toys that came from Japan, and those were a huge hit. They were really simplistic, transforming from a robot into another thing, and it was usually originally intended for something completely different called Diaclone in Japan. But as the years have gotten on and engineering's gotten better, we've gone from toys that didn't really resemble, in a lot of cases, the characters they were supposed to be. Especially Ironhide and Ratchet. If you know, you know. But now they've gotten damn near cartoon accurate models that actually transform. And it's gone into kind of a renaissance in later years, especially now with people's nostalgia from things from the 80s, the 90s. It's definitely in its renaissance, which is perfect for me.
I was gonna say it's kind of. I mean, we talk about like taking fucking time travel back to the 80s. Well, it's like, yeah, he actually had shittier fucking action figures in the 80s compared to what we have now, dude. It's the same thing with wrestling toys, dude. It's like they used to have those big rubber dolls, and it's like those are cool, but it's like you can't like bend them or anything. You can't like put them in moves.
Static pose. I had Hillbilly Jim.
Yeah, dude. And then they had the LJN one. Well, those were the LJN ones, and they also had that. I guess Hasbro. I mean, I don't know if I can remember. What the fuck? I think it was Hasbro, wasn't it?
Mattel owns wrestling.
Was it Mattel? Well, I know like now they do Mattel, but it was like old WWF toys. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, dude. It was like they were like fucking. I don't know. We're gonna bring this shit up, dude. They're like anyway, dude. Fucking like as the years have gone by, dude, you fucking get really cool action figures, dude. So.
Yeah, that has been kind of the case with everything. G.I. Joe especially.
Yeah, dude, I got fucking Sergeant Slaughter up there on the fucking shelf right there, dude. It's got like the blue fucking tank top though. I don't like that.
There's a few versions out.
Yeah, I like the black one, dude. I wanted the black one, but they only had the blue one for like it was like $20. So I was like, oh fucking, I'll just get it anyway. But let's go ahead and finish up fucking episode 1 here, dude. So.
Episode 1 finishes up with introducing basically the core cast of characters. And that'll shift on and on because in reality the entire show's a 20, 30-minute cartoon. Or commercial. And so other characters will get the spotlight as time goes on and more figures were released. Yeah. But you still have your core cast of characters that were in every episode. Ones like Wheeljack. Bumblebee, who was introduced because they figured the children would be more relatable to him.
Because he's small or something?
Yeah, because he's small.
Yeah.
And
Bumblebee's a cool fucking character, dude. Like, I like Bumblebee.
I like the fact that he talks in his voices in a speaker box. Fucking Michael Bay.
Fucking Michael Bay, dude. Maybe one day, dude. For our Patreon, dude, we'll fucking review the Michael Bay movies. People are gonna have to pay us money to watch that shit, dude.
Pour hot sauce in my eyes just to get myself angry enough to talk about it.
You're just like going back and forth. Fucking rage bait, dude.
Incoherent screaming.
It's the entire episode.
This is what you get. You fucked my childhood, Michael Bay.
Yeah, dude. So I mean, like we do get introduced to some human characters also.
Yes.
Within the first episode.
Spike and Sparkplug Witwicky.
Yeah.
Because those are totally normal Earth names.
Dude, I don't know. Sparkplug Witky. That's pretty fucking badass, dude. I want to be called that.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Call me Sparkplug. I work on cars.
Yeah, I wear a hard hat and I dress like a mechanic, even though they found me working on an oil rig. But.
Yeah.
Those are their human counterpart friends that last with them throughout pretty much the entire series. I mean, Spike is a main character that sticks with them almost all the way to the end. You see him as a grown man by the time we get to the movie.
Yeah.
But he's represented by a younger...
It's like a 2-year span, dude.
Yeah.
He becomes a man. You see this right here? That means I'm a fucking man.
I'm a fucking man.
If you know, now you know.
And now we're canceled.
Like, let me Google that. What was
Don't
that?
Google that, folks.
Yeah, so we're left on a cliffhanger, though, for episode 1, where the Decepticons fucking blow out the oil. They're like, what, on like some sort of oil tanker or some shit?
Yeah, they blow
in the middle of
out
the
an oil
ocean.
rig.
Yeah, and then so everybody's falling into the fucking ocean, and Optimus Prime's trying to fucking save Spike and fucking Sparkplug.
Yep, he saves those two, and everyone else on the oil rig apparently dies.
We gotta wait till episode 2. We can't jump the gun yet, dude.
It's not bad, though, because they weren't main characters.
We don't know who lives or dies, dude.
Yeah, they swam to shore. It was probably fine.
Going into this, dude, I'm gonna believe that no one died, dude.
Optimus Prime was shown rescuing exactly 2 people despite an oil rig full of people going into the drink.
Oh, you know, somebody's got to go.
That's one thing you don't pick up on when you're a kid. But, yeah, and that's pretty much where the episode ends.
Yeah, dude, which
Then
we'll get
leading
to
into
episode 2.
Where they they get to know Spike and Sparkplug a little bit more as they go on.
Yeah.
They explain where they're from and demonstrate what their abilities are and why their abilities are that way to the humans for exposition reasons.
Sure.
You know, you have to do that so kids know how to play with the toys.
I mean, you got to have an instruction manual when it comes to some of this shit, dude. So why not do it within the fucking TV show itself, dude? So, man, fucking, that's episode 1, dude. More Than Meets the Eye, part 1, dude. That's fucking good shit, dude. It's a nice way to kick off this episode, or kick off this entire series here.
Yeah. Yep. That, like I said, I'm ecstatic to be doing this. This is actually really cool to use this medium to talk about one of my favorite things.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, all right, man. Well, I guess should we plug anything before we go? I feel like we should plug other shows. We have a lot of other things going on, dude.
Yep, we have Roommates that's been out since summer 25.
Yeah, dude.
If you get a chance to see that, take a look at that.
Yeah, dude. You're on YouTube right now. You're on the Channel 23 Productions fucking YouTube page. Check out fucking Roommates. Give it a like. Give it a subscription. And dude, we got other shit too. We got fucking new episodes of Video Rental Chaos. Killer Clowns from Outer Space episode that just fucking dropped. Fucking podcast no one listens to, dude. Every fucking week, dude. Check out new episodes.
Spin this coming this spring.
Yeah, dude. We got a fucking brand new episode of Spin This Become Porter we're fucking working on. And we're finishing up Brandon Allen Presents Enter the Darkness, dude. So that is all to come in the coming months. And we'll be back with episode 2 of More Than Meets the Eye, you know, part 2 or whatever. So, all right, well, I'm Kevin Porter.
I'm Dallas Baldwin.
We'll see you guys next time.
See ya.